Namaste and welcome to Power Flow. So today's topic, or what we want to focus on, is ahimsa, so being non-violent. Ahimsa is one of the yamas, and it also means, directly translated, the absence of injury. So as we move throughout our practice, we really want to focus on a safe practice, whatever we are doing. And our peak pose for today is the King Pigeon pose. So Ekabara Raja Kapotasana, one-legged King Pigeon, which is a quite intense back bend. And oftentimes when it comes to bending or stretching the body, we don't really pay a lot of attention of how deep we go, and we just think, well, the deeper, the better, the more I can stretch, the better for my body. But especially with back bends, we oftentimes really overdo it, and that might become a little bit unhealthy for the body. So really tune into your body. What does my body need today? How far and how deep can I actually go into the back bend? And what can I do to make it a bit more gentle and pleasant? So throughout the whole practice, I invite you to really practice ahimsa, so being kind and non-violent towards yourself. Don't push yourself too hard, but rather enjoy the beautiful journey of being kind and loving. Good. We're going to start in a cross-legged position. If you have a block, and also if you have a strap, feel free to have that handy. You can always get up again, get your stuff, and then settle and tune into your meditation pose. We bring our hands into Padma Mudra, or also known as Lotus Mudra, focusing on the heart space. As we're practicing non-violence, we're really tuning into our heart space, being kind, being loving, and that's just a really nice way to start the practice. So we have the heels of our palms touching and the outer edge of the pinky finger and the thumbs. So drawing that mudra towards your heart space and then closing your eyes. Taking a few deep cleansing breaths. Letting go of any thoughts that are irritating, things you did today, things that might come up tomorrow. Slowly tuning into the present moment. And we all know that may take time, so don't be rushed. Take as many cleansing breaths as you need. And then whenever you feel comfortable and a bit more relaxed, close your lips and continue your breath through the nose. And try to relax your shoulders. Relax through your hips and your legs. But start to engage your body, especially the core. Notice how deeply connected you are to the ground. So feel the weight of your hips drawing into the earth. And then feel that length in your spine, all the way up through the crown of your head. And then breathe through your body, starting at the bottom of the spine, breathing all the way up towards the crown of your head, and releasing your breath through the whole body, all the way from the top of your head down to the bottom. And just take a few really conscious breaths here. And maybe notice how the breath really calms you down. Gets you into that present moment. Just following the breath up and down the spine. Noticing how each and every breath become a little bit more intense longer, more conscious. And then take your breath to your heart space. So take a few really conscious breaths in and out through the heart. Remembering the words I said in the beginning of the practice. To practice ahimsa, kindness, compassion, that little bit of love and excitement. And then finding your intention for this class. Maybe it's just a simple intention to really be kind to your body, to your mind as you move through this practice. Maybe it's something deeper or more complex. So really take this time. There's no rush to find your intention. And then keep your eyes closed and also start to close your lotus. So bring the palms to touch, the fingers to touch. Maybe you feel that energy in between the palms and the fingers. It's like you caught your intention or your thoughts or a little bit of love and kindness. And keep it in your hands. And then slowly interlace the fingers. And then bring your arms overhead. Maybe keeping the eyes closed. And turn the palms away from you. So stretching through your arms. And then softening the shoulders down again. Draw the navel towards the spine. And start to circle your arms just above your head. And maybe make the movements a little bit bigger. But try to stay in the center. Little movements, opening through the arms and the shoulders. And draw the circles also into the other direction. And keep them rather small, not than too big. About 3 more circles. And inhaling the arms up, exhaling, interlacing the fingers behind your back, maybe with your eyes still closed, reaching the arms all the way towards the back wall, and then exhaling, bowing forward, and reaching the arms overhead. Really opening through the shoulders. Drop your head down, relax your neck. And slowly coming back to center. And start to open your eyes if you haven't done so. Bring your feet forward. Have your feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands behind your back. And then just sway from side to side. So bring the knees all the way over to the left and to the right. You should feel a gentle but nice stretch in the sides of your body. Maybe have the feet a little bit wider apart if that makes it easier. And then bring the knees all the way towards the right side. And then change the legs just slightly. So bring them further back and have the right sole touching the left thigh. And then bring your hands to the left and to the right of your right knee. So we're inhaling here, and as we exhale, we're rolling down, becoming round. And then we're inhaling, looking up like we're diving out of the water. And exhaling, we're diving into the water. So little mermaid dives. Make those movements as big as possible without overdoing it and without forcing you to look a certain way or be a certain way. So you just dive up and down, opening and mobilizing through the spine, and also stretching and opening through the hips. So we do 3 more of these. Good. Last one. And then keep your right hand where it is. Bring your left arm overhead all the way to the side, and then come over to the other side. Yeah, next time we come to the right, we lift the hips up, come into slide back bend, and then to the left. So a few more, a little bit more dynamic. As far up as you can, as it feels good. Just still warming up the body, maybe even closing the eyes. How about 3 more? Good. 2. The last one. And then walk your arms all the way over to the left side and bend over your left knee. So reach your right arm long. Drop your head down again. You should feel a really nice stretch in the right side of your back. Good. And then slowly coming back again. Feet about hip width or a little bit wider. And again, sway from side to side. 3 more. And last one, we stop on the left side. So bring your feet a little bit further behind your body. Left foot is touching your right thigh. And then again, hands left and right to the left knee. And we're rolling down. Inhaling, curling up. And down. And it looks like a very simple movement. It basically also is, but maybe you want to bring a little bit more intention and love into this very simple movement. So maybe make them bigger, really pushing through the fingertips, softening the shoulders as you come up. Another 3. It's like cat and cow movements, just with the hips slightly different. And the last one. All right, keep your left hand on the ground, reach your right arm overhead, and then come over to the right side. So this time we're going to lift the hips as well. And over to the right. So a few more times. Warming up the hips. That's what we need for King Pigeon pose. And also opening up through the front of the body. Good. Last 2. Last one. Good. One more time, we lift the hips and then coming over to the right side, stretching over the right leg and reaching the left arm long. Good. Slowly coming back again. And we're moving into all fours. So hands underneath the hips, knees underneath, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then we're just going to lift the knees a little bit higher and arch the back, rounding the spine. Yeah, a few more of these. And then really focus on your pelvis this time and engage your pelvic muscles as you tilt the pelvis back and forward. So that's what we're focusing on a little bit because we need a lot of strength in that area, especially when we come to back bends, protecting the lower spine. Give me 4 more of these. Maybe come a little bit lower, just hovering your knees above the ground. Good. Last one, we arch the back and then bring the hips all the way up towards the sky. Pedal through your feet, just a few rounds up and down. And then finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Maybe walk your hands a little bit further forward, soften through the shoulders, but be active in your arms. So draw your elbows in, elongate through the spine, reach your hips a little bit higher, maybe even bend the knees in the beginning. Stay here for 5 more breaths. Really pushing through the feet and through the hands. And then walk the left foot a little bit closer towards the right foot. Lift the right leg off the mat, bend the knee, and draw big circles. swap direction. And then open the hip. So reach your right heel towards the left bum and maybe look over your left shoulder. It's a little bit different than what we normally do. Okay. And then slowly take your right knee towards your left elbow and back into your hip opener. And forward and open. Good. A few more rounds. Really feel that opening in your right hip. The front of your hip is stretching. The side body is opening. Last two. Last one. And then stay here or come a little bit further into Karapakasana, into a wild thing or flip the dog. Good. Come back into our three-legged dog, so straighten through the right leg. And then bring the foot in between your hands. Lower the left knee. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale, interlace the fingers. Bring your hands behind your head. So inhale, look what I'm doing. It's a little bit tricky, so we pull the hips back. And as we exhale, we sink a little bit deeper, but at the same time, we tilt the pelvis. So you should feel a nice stretch in your left side. So inhale, come back. And exhale, come a little bit deeper, tilt the pelvis. A few more. Very small movements. Good. Last one. Bring your arms up again, stay deep. Bend the left elbow, grab a hold of your left elbow, and then turn over or bend over towards the right side. And really feel that nice opening in your left hip. Keep your pelvis tilted slightly, so tuck the pubic bone under. Not extreme, but just subtle feeling, subtle sensation. Okay, and then slowly release. Hands to the left and to the right of your right foot. Turn your right foot in, and we move further forward into a little Skandasana. So if that's where you can go to, that's perfect. Or if you want to come a little bit deeper, it's a lot of pressure on the knees, so be careful. Come down and bring your hands in front of your heart space. Good. You can also extend the right arm and the left arm. Good. And slowly coming back, turning the feet forward again. Stepping back into three-legged dog and downward facing dog. Good. Second side, so step your right foot a little bit closer towards the left. Reach your left leg high. Bend the knee, flex your foot, and start circling your leg. Good. Take the circles into the other direction. And then open the hip again. Maybe look over your right shoulder this time. Good. And then slowly draw the left knee towards the right side and open again. So be careful with these movements. Don't swing your leg, but move with control. Yeah, really also be careful about your lower back. If anything hurts, then don't go as far. I'll make the movements a little bit slower. Last two. And then the last one we stay and hold, or going deeper into our back bend, opening through the heart space, reaching the left arm overhead. Good. Coming back to center, and then reaching the left foot in between the hands, lowering the right knee down, inhaling the arms up, exhaling, interlacing the fingers behind the back. So inhale, come a little bit higher, and exhale, tilt the pelvis and go deep. Inhaling back, and exhaling forward. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of your right hip and also your quads, so the front of your thigh. Good. Last two. Last one. We stay deep, reaching the arms up high, bending the right elbow. Grab a hold of your right elbow and then bend over to the left. Sink a little bit deeper, maybe lifting the head up. Good. Slowly release. Turn the left foot in. And then lift your right knee off the mat. Sorry to turn my back, but just otherwise it gets too confusing. So we're going to stay in our Malasana. Skandasana. Maybe lifting the hips a little bit, or keep the hands in front of your heart space, or extend the arms. Staying here for a few breaths. Good. And slowly come back. Step your left foot into three-legged dog, so lift the leg up high, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Ripple forward slowly but surely into your plank pose. And exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest, and lower your chin. A little bit different today. So stay here for a few breaths. Draw your shin forward and your shoulders back. And then come into your baby cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that can be an option or variation for you today, just to work a little bit more of that opening in the front of your body. So inhaling forward. Exhaling, knee, chest, chin. Draw your navel towards the spine. Inhaling, come up. And exhaling down. Good. One more time. Inhaling, come up. Maybe moving through chaturanga into your upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Good. Look forward, bend your knees, hop or walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Reach your arms over to the side, all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands in front of your heart space. Good. We're going to flow through some sun salutations with the hands in different mudras, so hand gestures. So we're going to start crossing our thumbs over and opening through the heart space as we reach the arms up. So coming into a slight back bend, and as we exhale, we interlace the fingers behind the back and dropping the head down. Moving a little bit slower in the beginning. So sit back into your chair pose, interlace the fingers, and push your hands away like we did in the very beginning. And exhale, grab a hold of your calf muscles and really gently but surely pull yourself towards the legs. You can keep the knees bent, so feel the connection of your belly and your thighs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step your right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up, come into a slight back bend, whatever feels good. Exhale, hands down. Step back into your plank. Move through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, come into your cobra pose. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your right leg up. Step your foot in between your hands, left knee down, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step it up into halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, head in front of your heart space. Cross your thumbs over, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Come into your chair pose. Interlace the fingers, reach your palms forward. Exhale, forward fold, hug yourself. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left foot back, knee down. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step back into your plank, knees, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale your arms up. Oh, your face looks up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Step your foot in between your hands. Right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Step it up into halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands down. We're going to add a few more things on. So inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into chair, hands interlaced. Exhale, hug yourself, forward fold. Halfway lifts. Step your right foot back. This time keep your right knee up high. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale, come into your twist. So bring your hands in front of your heart space and twist over towards the left side. So really hug the elbow in towards your thigh and keep the thumbs at the sternum. So the middle of your chest, looking up over the left shoulder. Staying here a few more breaths. Good. And then slowly coming back, opening into warrior two. So we open up through the right side and then looking over the left hand. Good. Bring your right arm on the lower back, or maybe even grab a hold of your left inner thigh. Flip the left palm, bring the left arm up, sink a little bit deeper. Good. And then slowly lower your left arm down and keep the right hand wherever it is. Tuck your pelvis under again and then look over your right shoulder. So you really want to elongate through the lower back. Good. Slowly coming back into warrior two. Windmilling the arms down. Step back into your three-legged plank. So keep your left foot high. And then flow through your chaturanga. If that's too much for you, choose your option and your alternative. And then meet in downward facing dog again. A few breaths here. Good. Inhale your right leg up. Step your foot in between your hands. Bring the arms up. And then in front of your heart space. So we're going to come into a twist. Crossing the left elbow over the right leg. Twisting over the right shoulder. And again, you stay here. Keep your the backs of your thumbs right at the sternum. So twist as much as you can actually remain in posture. Otherwise you twist from a different angle or you twist or you stretch a different muscle, but we really want to rotate through the whole spine. So keep the thumbs at the sternum. Draw your shoulders down and then look over your right shoulder. Good. And then slowly open up into your warrior two. Extend your arms. And then bend your left arm and bring the top of your left hand onto your lower back. Or grab a hold of your thigh. Flip your right palm and reach through those fingertips. Good. Reaching the right arm all the way forward and down. And again, rolling and opening up through over the left shoulder. And again, I want you, not extreme and not like forcing it, but tuck your pelvis slightly under. Yeah, we learned that tucking the pelvis under is not a good expression, but just scoop it. So engaging through the pelvic floor, that's what we want. So we're not arching and we're not putting pressure on the lower back. Slowly coming back into warrior two. And then again, windmilling the arms down. Stepping forward this time. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling the arms up. And exhaling, hands in front of your heart space. One more round. Interlace the thumbs. Inhale the arms up, coming into slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward with the fingers interlaced. Inhale, sit back into your chair. This pose we're going to need again today. So sit a little bit deeper. And exhale, fold forward, hug your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back with your left leg. Inhale, reach your arms high. And exhale, come into your open twist. So like warrior two, we're just going to twist over the right shoulder, but we extend the arms. Lowering the right arm down to touch the left hamstring. And then lift the left arm up. Come a little bit deeper. Again, engage through the pelvic floor. And then windmilling the arms into warrior two. Again, left arm bends, right arm reaches up. Exhale forwards. Good. This time I'm going to extend the right leg into a Trikonasana pose. Come a little bit deeper. Again, extending through the lower back. Good. And then bring your left hand towards your left hip. Bend through the right knee. Just going to move back a little bit. And then walk a left foot up. And lift it off the mat. Into balancing half moon pose. Adho Chandrasana. Maybe even extend the left arm. Maybe even bend the left leg and grab hold of your foot. Coming into little back bend, standing and balancing. So kick the foot into your hand. Good. And then slowly with control and awareness, step it back. Lower your left hand. Come into your three-legged plank. And move through your Chaturanga or your Vinyasa. Good. Inhale the left leg up. Step your foot in between your hands. Come into your high lunge. And into your open twist. Good. Lower your left arm down, right arm lifts up. We stay here for a few breaths. So tempting, if you watch what I'm doing, to really arch your back and just let go of your whole core, and that's where injuries may happen. So really tuck the pelvis and engage through the pubic floor or pelvic floor, and just like notice that little lift, that little suction. You're just gonna lift it up, and that's how you stay here. And then we're windmilling the arms open into warrior two. Inhaling the left arm up. And then reach forward, lowering the hand down and straightening through the left leg. Maybe your hand comes up as far as mine does here in the demonstration. That doesn't matter. We just want to have both shoulders in one line with the left shin. And then rolling open. Preparing for Adho Chandrasana, so balancing half moon, coming a little bit further forward. The right hand can be on the hip. And then you can extend your right arm, or maybe even come into your little bind. Yes. And then slowly come into your forward fold. And just let it hang for a little bit, maybe interlacing your arms and sway from side to side. And just catching your breath again, connecting with your breath. A few more breaths here. Good. And then slowly rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Inhaling the arms up. And now lift the right leg. I'm just going to mirror you. So lifting the right leg, flexing the foot. And then sitting back into your chair with the hands in front of your heart space. So sit back a little bit deeper and really stretch through your right glute muscles. Maybe you also feel a stretch on the inside of your thigh or the groin, the hip crease. So sit back a little bit deeper, shifting the weight into the heel. Good, 2 more breaths here. And then slowly step your right leg all the way back. Inhaling the arms up. Bring your hands on your hips. And again, scoop the pelvis. Tuck the pelvis a little bit forward and stay here. We really want to open up through that hip. The right hip. Staying here for a little bit longer. Maybe reaching the arms up high. Good. And then slowly lower your right knee all the way down, extending through those toes. So lower the top of your foot down, and then coming into your back bend. Maybe a little bit deeper, like you want to reach the back toes. Good. Slowly bring your hands forward. Shift the weight into your left foot. Bring your right leg again on top of your left thigh. Sit back into your chair pose. Good. We're kind of coming to a little twist here. So right elbow over your left foot. It's a bit of a balance challenge. And again, we want to have, it's not always possible here, but we want to have the back of your thumbs on the sternum. And twist open. Beautiful. Slowly coming back to center, lifting the right knee up as high as possible, and then swinging the right leg back with control, pointing through the toes, grabbing a hold of your right foot, reaching the left arm up, and coming into Natarajasana, dancer's pose. And slowly release. Inhaling the arms up. Sit back into your chair. Bring your left foot on top of your right thigh. Just going to stay here because I demonstrated on the other side what we're doing. So sit back a little bit deeper. Shift the weight into your right heel. Stretching through the left glutes. And then slowly stepping the left foot back. Arms are reaching up high. And then bring your hands on your hips just for the little tilt. This side is maybe a little bit easier for me to demonstrate or easier for you to watch. So we're really scooping the pelvis forward. And rather than thinking that we're rounding the lower back, we're actually straightening and flattening through the spine. Sitting a little bit deeper, you should feel a nice stretch here. Good. And then slowly lowering the knee all the way down. Relax the left foot. Reach the arms up. Come into your full expression of your back bend here. Keep breathing deeply. That's always a good indicator whether you've gone too far. Good. And then slowly bring your hands down. Step your left foot up. Come into your chair pose again. So have your left ankle on your right thigh. Good. Lifting up the left knee. Pointing through the foot. And then shifting the weight or like swinging the left leg back. So you're coming into a slight back bend, reaching the left hand back, right arm up, and then come into your dancer's pose. And then before we release, we actually come back into our chair again because I forgot something little but really nice. So we're going to come back into this variation of our chair pose and then come into a twist. So left elbow on your left foot, and again twist over your right shoulder. Good. 2 more breaths. And then slowly release, and actually this time we're going down into a forward fold. Again, round your spine. Maybe shake your head from left to right. Stay here for a few more breaths. Also feeling into your back. Good. And then slowly step it back into your plank and lower yourself all the way down, lying on your belly. So there's a few ways. You can just simply go down, or you move as slowly as possible, really working in your arms, your shoulders, and the whole core. Good. Lowering the tops of your feet down, and then bring your hands on the back of your head, so interlace them. Relax your shoulders. Inhale here, and as you exhale, you lift your torso and you lift your legs off the mat, and you try to stretch through the elbows. So inhale, go down, and exhale up. Inhale down, and exhale up. A few more rounds. And try to really also lift your elbows. Good. Last one we hold. Hands on your head. If that's too much on your neck, you can also release and have your hands next to your face with the elbows bent. Yeah, a few more breaths here. Good. And then bring your hands next to your chest. Come up into your full cobra pose. And then look over your left shoulder and bend your left leg as much as possible. It might just be a couple of centimeters. Coming back to center. Bend your right knee, look over your right shoulder, back to center. We'll do this a few more times. If that's too intense on your lower back, walk your hands away from your belly. If it's too much with bending the knees, just look over your shoulders. Maybe even closing your eyes. And then remembering the practice of ahimsa, to be kind, to be loving to yourself, not forcing yourself into something. Good. And the last one, we bend both knees at the same time. Staying here for a few breaths. And again, scooping the pelvis slightly. Good. And slowly come down, push yourself back into child's pose, balasana. Stretching through the back, reaching your fingers nice and long. Good. Move back into your down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Just a bit more strengthening, so bring your knee towards your left elbow. Back into your three-legged dog. Exhale forward to the nose. Back up. And then the right side. Good. 2 more rounds. Left, middle, and right. Good. Last one. Just mobilizing through the hips. Middle to the right. And then we get ready for our pigeon pose. So lower the right shin down. And to start off with, we're just going to try to bring the shin as parallel as we can today. Maybe you've got a block handy. If so, pop the block underneath your bum if you need to. If you notice that you're actually shifting your weight towards the right. Yeah. If that's too much, just bring your heel a little bit closer. And then walk your left foot a little bit further back. Have a quick look that your left leg is actually straight and not leaning to one side. So even your ankle is straight. You're pushing through your heels, and we stay active in the left leg, although the knee is on the mat. So inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, lower yourself down. A few dynamic rounds. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Last one, we stay. So we're reaching the arms a little bit further forwards and stretching through the right glutes. Staying here for a few more breaths. When we're in this pose, we often refer to this pose with pigeon pose. So, yeah, but it's actually just a pigeon pose preparation. So this is not the full pigeon pose, which we are actually having a little bit of a closer look into. So staying here in the pigeon prep, just for a few more breaths. And then slowly coming up. Good. So now we're having a closer look into King Pigeon Pose, Ekabara Raja Kapotasana. And for this pose, it's actually a little bit better to have the heel as close as possible to your towards your pubic bone. So as you do this, you roll over onto your onto your heel. So your right bum cheek is actually up in the air. Good. And then walk your right hand over. And start to bend your left knee. So before we do that, actually, you make sure that you have a little bit of a gap between your pubic bone and the mat. So you're really engaging through the pelvic floor and also through your thighs. So it's not a relaxing pose or a resting pose, but it's an active stretch. So once you're there, you can actually start to bend the left foot, or the left knee, sorry, and grab your left foot. For many of us, this is already a really intense stretch for the thigh or for the hip. If you want to come and bring the foot a little bit closer for an extra stretch, go for it. As we do this, we stay here for a little bit longer. Try to not collapse in your shoulder. That's why we did a lot of shoulder openings. So really open through the shoulder, maybe even looking over the left shoulder. Also, what I'm doing here is a bit relaxed. So try not to hang into your right shoulder either. Stay upright. It's a king pigeon pose. So imagining that you are the king or the queen. Good. And as you stay here, you might even want to take it a little bit further into a little challenge. So bring the foot on to the inside of your left elbow. And maybe even lifting the right arm. So see what I'm doing, I still have the pelvic floor off the mat. And I'm balancing. So I have to engage my thighs, my hip muscles. Really opening through the heart. And maybe you can come into little binds. You can stay here for a few more breaths. If you have a strap and you want to practice with your strap, you can actually hook your foot in or your ankle and then do a very similar pose with your strap. So walking down towards your foot, coming into beautiful heart opener, shoulder opener, beautiful stretch for your triceps, the back of your upper arms. And then slowly release. Get rid of your strap. If you've practiced or tried it with the strap, come back into your downward facing dog. And then just notice the difference of the left and the right hip. Maybe remain in stillness and just let that feeling really go through the whole body. Just gonna walk around so you can see me a little bit better. So we do the same thing on the left side, lifting the left leg off the mat, and then bringing the left knee over to the right. Just a little wake up, inhale up, and then towards the nose. Up, and left elbow. 2 more rounds. And left. Last one. Good. And then stay here on the left side. Bring your left foot a little bit further forward. Walk your right foot all the way back. And then again, maybe you want to have your shin a little bit more parallel towards the short part of your mat. Bring your hands left and right next to your foot and your knee. And then engage through the right leg. So push through the heels, but relax your knee down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Draw your elbows out. Inhale up. Open your heart space. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale up. And this time allow yourself to fold. Staying here for a few breaths. Our peak pose today is not too challenging, so it's a combination of being active and also surrender and having that nice and beautiful stretch. So make the most out of your practice and really stick to your yama, ahimsa. So be kind to yourself and just enjoy the moment. Don't force yourself into something that doesn't feel good. Relax in the beautiful stretch. Good. And then slowly coming up again. Bring your left heel a little bit closer towards your pubic bone. Walk your left hand over to the right side. Good. Engage your pelvic floor or your pelvic muscles. And then again, bend through the right knee. Grab a hold of your foot. Maybe that's as far as you go today. Maybe you want to give yourself a little bit of a stretch. Some of us are really flexible or just have been practicing yoga for a long time. Their bodies are just different, and that is the only way to actually stretch their quads. I'm one of them. Doesn't mean that it's better or not, just different. And then maybe you want to bring your foot into your elbow crease. And maybe you want to challenge yourself with a little balance in your King Pigeon pose. Really lifting up from the pubic bone. Draw that beautiful, nice energy all the way from the bottom into your heart space and your head space. And maybe come into your bind. Good. Again, you can practice with your strap. So hook your strap into your right foot. And then walk your hands a little bit further down towards your foot and quickly gonna demonstrate. Good. It's actually a beautiful opener. You don't have to be super flexible to do this, so your foot can be here. That's just as good. It's a beautiful opener here in the triceps, the shoulders, the heart, even the neck, the throat. Good. Beautiful. And then slowly release. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. Again, allow yourself to observe and notice what's happening, especially the difference between the right and the left side of your body. Good. And then bending through the knees, hopping forward into a seated pose. Bring your feet forward and then roll all the way down on your back. Good. Draw your knees in and just rock from side to side without opening the knees too much. Good. Extending your legs and maybe coming into your little shoulder stand. I find this such a therapeutic pose. After all those openings and stretches and strengthening exercises and poses we did. Stay here for a few more breaths, just giving your legs a little rest and your hip a little rest from all the engaging. Always think of the balance in life. That's what makes life juicy and beautiful. Working hard, relaxing just as hard. And lower your legs behind your back or behind your head. Closing down the eyes. Good. And slowly releasing. Draw your knees one more time in towards your chest. Maybe even grab a hold of your shins, like you're hugging yourself, squeeze yourself a bit tight. And then allowing yourself to completely surrender in your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So extend your legs and extend your arms. Let the palms facing up. And then pull your hands towards your heels, so really opening through the front of your body. And at the same time, you try to relax each and every cell into the ground. So this time starting with the head. Let go of the weight of your head. Relaxing through the neck. The shoulders, your upper arms. Let the elbows become soft. Relax your forearms and your hands. Maybe you notice tension in your fingers, so really relax the fingers as well. Let the shoulder blades sink into the mat. Relax your back and your hips. Let your thighs become heavy, your knees, the calves, the ankles, your feet and your toes. And it's like melting into the ground, so you notice that you slowly become one with the earth. Becoming heavy, but at the same time feeling light and lightness in your body. And just staying here for a few more breaths. Completely surrender. Until you slowly pick up your body again. So lifting some parts of the body off the mat, maybe creating really strong fists. And then spreading the fingers and maybe doing the same with the toes. So rolling and curling the toes and then spreading the toes. And then take your time to slowly come back up into a seated position. Lifting the arms overhead and drawing your hands back into your lotus or Padma Mudra. So the heels of your palms are touching, the outer edge of your pinky fingers and your thumbs are touching. And then remembering your intention. And so have the intention sit into your lotus flower and draw that intention towards your heart. Slowly, slowly visualize your intention. Draw the beautiful lotus, slowly, slowly towards your heart space, being filled with love and kindness and compassion. And then slowly close your lotus flower and keep that energy within you. And being thankful for the time you've made and dedicated for your practice. Bowing the head down in gratitude. And then lifting the head up, opening the eyes whenever you're ready. Wishing you a beautiful evening and a lovely week filled with kindness, non-violence, compassion, and love. Thank you very much for joining. Namaste.